Hello out there. Heavy Montae here. Welcome to the Heavy Montae's podcast and my comedy show. Ladies and gentlemen, people are dying in Texas. And I always say, when you elect Republicans, people die. People died, in January the 6th, from that incident when they stormed the Capitol. People died, ladies and gentlemen, in masses, millions of them, when Donald Trump was president in his first term, America. People died in our schools, America. They died everywhere on our streets, America, because of the Republican Party. The Republican Party has no idea what they're doing. And I say to you that they, in the opinion of Heavy Montae, are mass murderers and domestic terrorists. America, you have a criminal party backed up by a state-run media, Fox News, backed up by a criminal Republican Party, and backed up by a criminal maggot Supreme Court. Ladies and gentlemen, they have created a cult, America. Hakeem Jeffries did a speech, okay? He did a speech, that speech he gave, at Donald when they gave the gavel to MAGA Mike Johnson. Hakeem said that Donald Trump was like an old boyfriend that had committed domestic violence upon his better half, his wife or his girlfriend. And the girlfriend says, "You've beaten me enough. Don't come around here anymore." But the masses of people did not take that warning seriously. They did not take the warning of the Democratic Party seriously because they have been magnetized by a dangerous cult. And now they die because Republican policies kill people. Just like that big nasty bill. They asked, a news reporter asked Taco Trump, because I'm not calling him president, because he said that he hates me because I am a progressive Democrat. And we have it on tape, so he cannot lie. Fox News cannot come out and put any lipstick on that pig. Ladies and gentlemen, I am telling you today that you should have no confidence in the Republican Party. And you should be upset to the point, that you call your congressman on the phone and you register as a Democrat. Go all the way. Once you register as a Democrat, listen to the Heavy Montae podcast. I'm talking to you, maggots. And I will lead you and guide you to the real promised land. A promised land of truth. A promised land of justice. A promised land where there's no racism, America, and no misogyny. We tell you our opinion, America. And you can always, look at it and say, Heavy Montae might not be right. He might be wrong, but I'm going to check it out. You see what I'm saying? And you will find that your country is being governed, America, today, by a murderous, treacherous Republican Party. Now, you don't have to take it from me. You can see it for yourself. The Republican Party kicked 17 million Americans off of their health care. Okay? That's what they're planning on doing. They say people are going to die, and they've been celebrating and clapping their hands because they feel, just like, Mitch McConnell said, our voters are so dang on stupid. By the time the election comes around, they'll forget all about this and they'll put us back in this again, and we can do the same thing to them. Because they are a cult and they are used to being abused, domestically abused, by their government. Now, Texas, you've been red. You're one of the most racist, vicious states in America. You put your people to death, in a minute. You know what I'm saying? You got a death penalty there, huh? Everything and you have more immigrants than anything else, and you don't allow these people to vote, they say, huh? You know? So you have a government in Texas, America, another maggot government, the government that put, wires and traps in the water, huh? To take and kill and damage migrants. Yeah? And the maggot Supreme Court allowed them to do it for a while, huh? But now the suffering have come to your front door, huh? Because you elected an unqualified man, an unqualified convict and a criminal. Some say that rape women. Some say that is the most despicable human being and the most hated man in the world. Huh? So you had to be in a cult, or you had to be brainwashed, or you had to be blind not to realize what you were doing to your country. Huh? Now I'm gonna tell you one thing before I go, America, because I'm gonna keep this real short. You know, never ever vote for a Republican. Republicans are the enemy of America. They are the enemy of God. Huh? They have set the thing up to take the money. They don't care about it. But when our children start dying because of these pigs, we need to vote them out. Heavy Montae calls for the resignation of Donald Trump right now. Huh? J.D. Vance should go with his ass. You understand? And that whole entire cabinet, huh, that he put in place is a threat to our nation. Huh? A threat to your children. A threat to your mother. A threat to your father. A threat to you if you are a person, excuse me, got a little choked up there, of color. Huh? And if you are an Hispanic, they feed you to alligators. And they build t-shirts for it. So all Hispanics, I want you to subscribe to my doggone YouTube channel. And stop being afraid of these people. Because a coward, if you be a coward, they're going to kick you out. Huh? Hispanics, a lot of people, minorities. We all went to the Republican Party with our hand out and said, okay, we'll join your team. And they said, get out of here. Huh? We don't want you. You see what I'm saying? That's what they said. We don't want you vote Hispanics. We don't want you vote black people. We don't want you vote gay people. We don't want you vote at all. Huh? Because we hate you. You see what I'm saying? We are committing domestic violence upon you and your children, and you watch your children die in schools. Infant mortality rates. Huh? They are closing down the hospitals, America. And I tell you what, the biggest lie a maggot ever told was that they were not going to touch Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, and these programs because they are so freaking ignorant that they can't tell what we need in government services. Now, FEMA is not one of the dang old things you should even be messing with. You should be putting more money in it, huh? But it goes against their philosophy of brainwashing. Because if they support FEMA, then the lie that there is no climate change, they had to tell the truth. They had to tell the truth. That's the reason why the damn water came down the damn hill, because maggots, you voted against yourself. You voted against yourself. To Donald Trump, you are fuel. Just like a forest fire. He don't give a damn about you, just like he hates everyone today. But I'm going to say something else. I don't hate nobody. Because they say, there's an old time saying that vengeance is the Lord. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying to you, America? Maggots are always saying it's God's will. You think it's God's will to kill our children? No, the maggots did it. They did it. They did it by electing Trump. They are responsible for the death of their children. They are responsible for the death of their children in high schools. They're playing games. Now they have set this country up where the billionaires is going to try to control it. But that's not going to happen in America. Because we, the people, on the left and on the right, We're going to unite and we're going to elect the Democratic Party, the Progressive Democratic Party. We're going to take the House and the Senate, and we're going to reform that Supreme Court and kick those bastards off. They got to go. They have violated their oath. There's no trust. Why would you want to be a judge and nobody respect you? Huh? Nobody respect you. You need to get the hell off the Supreme Court. You need to freaking resign. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody can see what that Supreme Court is. Part of the maggot machine. So before I leave, I'm going to describe that breakdown of the maggot machine. You have a convict backed up by a criminal Republican Party, backed up by a criminal Supreme Court, America, backed up by red states that control the entire state at the same time, telling everybody that the Democrats who are trying to help the people, because that's our job, they said, we're socialists. So the definition of socialism is, hey, we're trying to feed your family. We're trying to give you a hospitalization. We're trying to make your community safe and fight crime. We're trying to make you get clean water. Tell the people in Flint, Michigan, when we had those bastard Republicans in power, they poisoned our children. Give us dirty drinking water. And they walk around today. The Republican Party, right here in Michigan. You see what I'm saying? In the way, sabotaging stuff. Talk about they're going to fix the damn roads. When the governor of Michigan was trying to fix the road, they don't want to help it. They talk shit about it. They try to kidnap the lady. And this is one of the best damn governors in the world. You see what I'm saying? Gretchen Whitmer is one of the best governors in the world because Gretchen Whitmer did not play the Republican game. She took care of all of our citizens in Michigan. But the right-wing press, the right-wing press and these maggot churches are out there every day talking about this woman to the point that they thought that she was such a threat that they had to kidnap this beautiful woman. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'll put her up any day against Bobbitt or Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's what it is. That's what the maggot's like. You see what I'm saying? Greg Abbott, that's their governor. You see what I'm saying? These people are unqualified, America. You understand? Just because you're black or Asian or a woman don't mean you're dumb. There are some very intelligent people of color. There are some very intelligent women that can run this country. You see what I'm saying? Kamala Harris would have never let this shit happen. Hillary Clinton would have never let this shit happen. So you doggone handmaidens, you need to get some counseling, some psychological help. Because the men have bullshitted you. You understand? Your body, their choice. Get away from them and get out of that maggot church before you get maggotized. So in closing, when you vote for a Republican, you die. Your life is at stake. The life of your children. Because the Republican Party do not know how to govern. All they do is sabotage and try to keep the money in their pockets by maggotizing those maggots in those red states. And those maggots in those red states are hip to their stuff, because I'll tell you why. In closing, a good friend of mine who's a serious maggot called me today. Said he never voted for a Republican again. Matter of fact, he wants to come on the show and talk about it. All right, this is Heavy Montae. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and never vote for a stinking maggot your life might depend on.